What's going on, guys? It's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my F1 2017 career mode. And we're here for season 2 for the Canadian Grand Prix. And if you guys did miss the previous episode at Monaco and also the incredible race that we had at Spain, which I believe there might have been a small sub box issue, and I do urge you to go check that one out if you haven't done so already, especially the Spain one, because that was the best race of the season up until that point. And an absolutely incredible race around there. And then Monaco also, just to cap it off after that, an absolute roller coaster of emotions. And overall, just a really, really good couple of races lately. And starting to get on top of this 110% AI difficulty bit by bit. But we're here for Canada for round 7. And a track that last season we had a pretty okay car in some pretty good pace. And I'm hoping for more of the same this year round. And hopefully the car performed nicely. We are going to obviously try and bring that big upgrade for Baku in the next race, yeah, we'll see how that one unfolds. Let's try and get some R&D points first and try and work our way towards maybe hitting the 2000 mark. But as you can see, jumping into Friday practice, and we're currently going through the R&D programs, and so far pretty good. The car felt absolutely hooked up around here straight off the get-go. Got a good setup on the car, near enough default with a few minor tweaks, which is stuff that I've learned from the eSport event. And I found a bit of pace in the car, and it felt really, really good around here. And I was getting purple scores on every program except for the qualifying performance test, which was one that I've just struggled with all season. And I genuinely don't know if I've actually managed to get a purple score in that one yet, but nevertheless, a very solid practice session, and like I said, hitting purple scores left, right and centre. This track seems to really suit this car. No matter what setup I tested, it just the car just glued to the road, and it was really, really good to see, and also great to feel, because I really wanted to have that feeling back with the car where it just felt like I was at one with the car, and the contact was there, and the grip was there, the front end was there, and overall just a really, really positive practice session and a good experience. And I'm hoping that I can carry some of that into qualifying, because if I can, then it's going to be very promising indeed. But as you can see here, just capping off practice, and we're going to come across the line and end the race strategy test and get another purple score there. So pretty much a flawless practice session besides the qualifying performance test. But speaking of qualifying, we're going to jump into Saturday afternoon for qualifying now and see how things shake up here. But as you can see, coming towards the end of our first lap in the session here, very aggressive over the chicanes, trying to keep it within the track confines pretty much, and running up to the line. Let's see where this lap puts us, and let's see where we open up our account. It's going to be P3 behind Sebastian Vettel, in front of my teammate Esteban Ocon, crucially. So a very solid lap time as Lewis now goes fastest. But we're going to run on board now for my best lap in qualifying. As you see, they're just backing up Palmer a little bit, try and get some clean there. But here we go into turn 1, 4th gear, shifting possibly down to 3rd midway through to get the nose in, and then I keep it in 3rd through turn 2. Person preference, some people use 2nd, I like 3rd. Critical to get some good traction out of here as we go into turn 3 and then into turns 4 and 5 here. The first right left chicane, they tap the ball a little bit on the exit there as we now go through turn 6 into turn number 7, down to 3rd gear, and I just lose the back end slightly on entry. They're just turning a little bit too early, downshifting a little bit too soon as we now go through turn 7. Critical to get good traction out of there, and it's very tricky to get said traction as we now go into turns 8 and 9. Another right left chicane here, using all of the track available here as close as you like to the wall on the right hand side there, and currently up on our delta as you now spot pretty much the 50-meter board for the hairpin here. 2nd gear I run in a little bit hot, so probably between the 50 and the 100 just to play it safe. But because I ran in so deep on the entry, it allowed me to get a really good exit, and I got some really good traction and good exit speed as we open up the DRS now through the kink, and we've only got to navigate one more final chicane and the wall of champions here. So spot the brake board on the left hand side, 4th gear, really push it here, a little bit of a corner cut on the second part of the chicane there, but I'm just pushing the limits here of the car and the track. And we come across the line, and the question is, where is this lap going to put us in the shuffle? Have we improved? Yes, we have, and it's 6th place, so very good qualifying lap there, and best one of the season, so best qualifying performance all season, I believe. And as you can see, we beat our teammate Esteban Ocon there, who's in P7, and Daniel Ricciardo, the shock result, down in P10, with Sebastian Vettel on pole ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and then it's both of the Finns on the second row, with Raikkonen leading Valtteri Bottas with Verstappen just behind in close company. But we could have easily just got Verstappen there if we'd found half a tenth, and the lap was a little bit scruffy in some areas. But other than that, that was the story of qualifying. A very solid session, and now I'm looking forward to the race tomorrow to see what we can do, and hopefully the car works as well as qualifying. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the race. Right, so race day for round 7 at Canada, and hopefully we can have a good race here today. I feel really comfortable with the car around here. We've got a good setup, the car's performing absolutely brilliantly, and I could argue that I'm the 5th best car around here, as we only narrowly missed out on beating Verstappen because I made a small mistake on my best lap in in qualifying, should I say. So it could have definitely been we could have beaten both of the Red Bulls, and it could have been a very solid qualifying, but I do like my chances in the race, and I feel like I can get into that top 4 and keep one of them big boys behind me if I've got some good enough pace. But I think the task today is simple. P5 is where I want to finish. I want to try and beat Verstappen and bring it home behind the two big fastest team. So let's try and make that one a reality and see how it goes. In terms of the race strategy, a simple one stop, no rain expected, so that's pretty good for me because the dry conditions are suiting my car. I'm going very marginal, bang on target for fuel, so that should also be pretty good. But other than that, the car's working very nicely, and I'm very much looking forward to this race. So without further ado, let's try and jump into the Canadian Grand Prix, finish this race, and then purchase a few upgrades for the next race in Baku. But for now, let's go straight to the race. Right, here we go. 5 red lights for round 7 at Canada, and it's going to be lights out and away we go. That's a pretty good launch off the line, actually. Getting some good traction here. Going to pull over to the inside, defend my position here. Can we get past Verstappen, locking up the left front side? A little bit of contact with Verstappen, who's just giving me a little bit of a nudge there. Around the outside of the Dutchman. Can we pull it off? Not quite. We're going to have to sell for P6 for now. Meanwhile, Bottas making the move on Kimi Raikkonen here as we go into the chicane for the first time this race. So I think it's a 1-2 with Vettel and Hamilton up front. But here we go. We've got a good run on Verstappen here. Can we go on the brakes, make the move early on the Dutchman here? A little bit more contact. He's still on my inside. I'm going to leave him in the room. A little bit more contact on the exit, but we've made the move and we're up into 5th place, and we've got past Verstappen here, so that's a very nice move. And now let's see if we can try and keep up with the top 4. Okay, so far I'm keeping up with the front pack, and the fastest guys on track, Bottas with a 13.9. I'm only half a second off that, so we're on the pace here, and I can see Raikkonen's name tag still, so if I can just stay within DRS now of Raikkonen as it is now enabled on lap 3, then we're looking good here so far. But I did say I like my pace, I like my chances, the car's performing beautifully, and that's still proving true right now. So let's try and keep up here and try and get within DRS. I'm not within DRS, but Raikkonen's still there now as we got to lap 5, and the front 3 having a nice little battle there. Meanwhile, personal best lap of the race for me, and I'm just outside of a second here from Raikkonen, so let's try and stay in at this lap. I might go into rich mix slightly later on this lap, but I think I can go within DRS if I push hard enough. There is a huge battle going on for the lead between the two Mercedes and Sebastian Vettel, and me and Kimi are actually catching up to them, so this is looking pretty good so far. I just can't get within a second of Kimi. The gap's just floating just above a second, but right now I think it's a Mercedes 1-2 now, and Vettel's officially dropped down to P3. The Mercedes are pretty quick around here. They look the quickest, and it's looking like a 1-2 Mercedes with a Ferrari 3-4, but me and Kimi are still not miles away yet, and I think Kimi's actually within DRS of Seb here, so let's try to lose contact with these guys, because we've got a chance of getting something in this race if we're lucky. Okay, so the first car is in the pit lane, and that man is a Mercedes. I think it's Lewis Hamilton, so there you go. Also, Raikkonen has passed Vettel. Vettel not got some great pace here, so it looks like we are going to catch Vettel maybe and not Raikkonen, because Vettel's going backwards at the moment. But as Hamilton on a bit of a weird strategy there. I think he's pushed in the one stop. He may have gone to the soft tyre. I didn't really pay attention to the graph on my screen, so I don't know, but yeah, you guys probably type in the comments down below screaming at me what tyre he's gone on, but I didn't actually pay attention. So a part of me wishes he's on a 2-stop, because if he's on a 2, then I think I've got his number and I think I can finish ahead of him in this race. If he's on a 1-stop and he's on softs, then, you know, we can maybe get closer at the end of the race, but on super softs. But let's be realistic here, we're not going to keep up with these guys the entire race. I'll try my best to, but the pace can go at any moment. Okay, so Vettel's got car issues. Meanwhile, Hamilton has just passed Verstappen behind, and he's on ultras, so Hamilton will do another stop this race. So right now, if we catch Vettel, who has issues, we'll be on a net podium position here. So let's try and push hard. Let's keep our options open here, because we could be onto something this race. Okay, so Bottas and Seb pit, so Raikkonen stays out there. They're going on soft tyres from what I can tell. At least Bottas is also Vettel, so interesting strategies here. Could we overcut Vettel, who is going to be struggling obviously with his car. Lewis is catching me pretty damn quickly in the ultra softs, I got to say, but I'll be pitting this out for supers, maybe the next lap, depends how close Lewis is, to be honest, and I'll make a stop for supers and then go to the end on those tyres. But right now, second place, let's just keep the pace going here. Right, I'm going to inherit the race lead for now, but I'm going to stay out this lap, and then I'm going to come in this lap for super soft tyres, whereas Raikkonen, Bottas and Vettel all opting for the super softs. Sorry, for the soft tyres. I'm going to opt for the super softs. Oh, we got a safety car. Grosjean out of the race. That is big, big, big. So that's going to change this race now. Let's try and keep up with the delta here, but I'm definitely pitting this lap now. So we're going to come in for a set of super soft tyres, and that will hopefully get us to the end rather comfortably. Right, here we go then, into the pit lane. Let's get it all slowed down here for my hopefully one and only stop this race. Into the pit lane. Lewis stays out, which is very, very interesting on the ultra soft tyres, because he's going to have to come off those, and he might be at the back of the pack. But here we go, into the pit lane, onto the super soft compound tyres. Nice quick stop, please. 2.4, very solid. There's Bottas, and I think Raikkonen's going to come flying by. Van Dorn is now out of the race. The question is, where is Sebastian Vettel here? There is, I think he's just gone by. Yeah, a few cars have actually gone by here. Let's put our foot down. Can we stay ahead of Vettel here? It's going to be close. Oh, not quite. We're going to be right behind him, but luckily we managed to get out ahead of Palmer. So let's continue here, but I'm being told to stay behind Vettel, so we're just going to stick behind him for now. Wait until the safety car period, save the necessary fuel, and then push in rich mix on these super soft tyres. Right, so the safety car is coming in. I'm going to stay in standard mix. I'm not going to use any lean mixture. And let's wait for the restart here. Here goes Vettel, who's brake checking me slightly, but we're now green here at CANT, back under racing conditions. And this time I'm on the super soft tyres, and the leaders are on soft. So we've got the better tyre here. So let's try and put it to good use here and try and see what our pace is like. Hulkenberg out the race, and now Bottas getting past Verstappen here, and Raikkonen's right behind Verstappen. Those three are so close together on track, it's unreal. I'm just watching this all unfold. I'm not using my rich mix here, I'm refusing to use it. I'll use it starting from the next lap once this pack in front starts to clear up a little bit, but I think I can make a move. Verstappen comes into the pit lane, and I think now is when we use my rich mix. Now we haven't got no Verstappen, now is when I need to really pick up the pace. So let's crank up to rich mixture, and let's push hard now. Like, this is absolutely surreal. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm racing these guys for position. That is incredible. But here we go, DRS is now enabled, and as you can see, I'm easily within DRS of Sebastian Vettel here, so this is great to see. I'm getting a little bit of lag, which is starting to piss me off slightly, because it's costing me time and overall just speed. But Hamilton's far and away ahead, but I mean the race leader is right there. Bottas is the net race leader, not Hamilton. He's got a pit, so we could win this race. I mean, we're going to need a miracle, but it could happen. Okay, I got a good run on Sebastian here actually. He's got them niggling car issues, and I'm just going to try and make the most of it. So let's go up the inside on the brakes here, run a little bit deep on purpose, bring the nose in, and then just squat on the traction with these fresh tyres. I'm in rich mix, so I'm going to be able to power through, and also I've managed to pick up the DRS, so let's try and pull away from Sebastian here. And right now, we're in a net podium position here, and let's see if we can try and keep up with Raikkonen and Bottas. Lewis pits, so now this is going to promote me into that net third place I just mentioned. So here we go then, up into P3, and now let's see if we can try and keep up with Raikkonen and Bottas, who are fiercely battling it out on track here. Personal best, fastest final sector. I'm keeping up with these guys. I'm fully aware that once I run out of rich mix, I may drop off the pace. Hence why passing them now is absolutely critical if I want to get anything else out of this race other than third place, which is still an incredible achievement in itself. Right, will Raikkonen? Yes, he will. He's going to go for the move on Bottas here. So let's watch this unfold as I'm keeping a very close eye on this. Can I sneak up the inside of Kimi here? Not quite. Just haven't got the traction. But look at that. Raikkonen going back up the inside. And this is great action here. I'm just going to watch this unfold. Raikkonen gets the poor exit out of there. I'm going to just sneak my nose up the inside. And can I make the move? Yes, I do. Now I'm in the second place now. So let's see if we can keep up with Bottas now for the rest of this lap. And make the move maybe into the DRS straight onto the into the final chicane. But here comes Raikkonen in my slipstream. I'm still in rich mix here. Raikkonen's very quick, but I'm going to keep him behind me for now. I'm really pushing this track here, pushing the track limits, pushing my tyres, pushing the car, absolutely everything. And this is an incredible performance here. And the car still feels very good as I lock up the right front slightly into the hairpin. Bottas won't have DRS here, so I've had a bit of a poor exit, which isn't ideal. But as long as I'm right the back of him into the final chicane, I can get him into turn one. So I've got a second bite of the cherry with DRS. But here we go, rear flap wide open. Raikkonen's catching, but not enough. I'm catching a lot on Bottas here. Let's just sit behind him for now. Drop it a few gears into the final chicane. Nice and aggressive there. Use the traction, fifth gear, short shift. Open up the DRS, and this could be it here. We're going to go for the move on Bottas. Pull to the inside, which will become the outside for turn one. squeeze Bottas into the apex around the outside, and I've made the move, and I'm into the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix, and I never thought I'd be saying this right now. Let's try and push now and pull away from the two Finns. Right, so I'm just starting to creep away from Bottas slightly. Pretty good lap time so far, but the main thing here is that there could be rain in 10 to 15 minutes, so we'll have to see how that one unfolds. That could be very interesting. Starting to get a bit overcast here, and there is a chance of rain between 10 to 15 minutes from now. Also, I'm just starting to edge away from Bottas here. He's still within my DRS, but one good lap and I reckon I can shake him off here. So this is looking very good at the moment. Okay, Bottas has got DRS. He's pretty close to me this time. I'm going to move my car to the inside slightly, and I just sort of block him a little bit from making the move to the inside line. But Bottas looking very racy. He's actually pulling away from Raikkonen now. It looks like he's turned the engine up a little bit, because I think he wants to get this win, and he's looking very quick at the moment. Right, here comes Bottas. DRS once again this lap. This time I've got a bit of rich mix to try and defend from. I'm going to squeeze him as much as I can to the inside, and let him have the position for now. I'm going to try and set myself up for a switchback on him. Let's try and get a good exit out of here. He's got DRS. I'm going to sit in his slipstream in rich mix. Can I go for the move? Come on, come on, come on. Should I just go for the brakes? I think I am. Up the inside, I've still got plenty of tyres left, and there you go, easy move. And actually Raikkonen's got past him, so very weird, but either way I'm not complaining. Back down to standard. Let's save the fuel. That's a bit of I know a lot of people don't like them sort of dives, but listen, I've got a chance of winning a bloody race here, so I'll take it however it comes. Now Bottas and Raikkonen are exchanging positions like mad, and also Vettel's joined in on that battle, and it means they're both out DRS from me, so this is a chance I've got now to get away. Okay, there's been more battling. The gap has gotten even larger. Bottas, though, has broken away from them. He's 2.5 behind, and we've got pretty much 4 laps to go when we cross the line. This is going to get very interesting. I'm just going to pause it now, because there will be 1 or 2 comments regarding this, but I'll show you anyway. Race settings, you can see the driver level, 110% before anyone asks. I don't know how I'm doing it, but it's happening. The gap's 2.7. 2 laps to go. The gap is 1.9 seconds. It's getting very tense. Vettel actually came in. It's now Hamilton who's the other car behind Raikkonen and Bottas. I need them to start battling again. I'm saving a little bit of fuel. I may be able to run rich for the last lap, or at least part of it. But I'm responding with my best possible pace here with a purple first sector. Even though it's not my best, it's the fastest out of anybody. I'm trying my absolute hardest here. With 1.5 laps to go, I think I could do this. Okay, that's pretty good. I've survived DRS, so Bottas won't be in my DRS now. And we've only got 1 more lap to go now. Right, here we go. Bottas is within DRS. I'm going to rev this up to the absolute max. He's got DRS wide open. I'm going to let him have the outside line this time. Let's try and defend this. On the brakes, very late into the final chicane. Squeeze him out. Not let him have no room whatsoever. He's actually gone for a spin, but I don't care. I'm taking it. It's my first win of the season. Get in. 25 points. Wow. We've done it. I cannot believe it's happened. I am a race winner in Formula 1, and that was far earlier than I ever expected for that to happen in this career mode. But I did say at the start of the commentary for the live com in the race, we had some great pace all weekend. The car felt fantastic around here. It was absolutely hooked up. And I said I'd like to have a go at those in front of me. And oh my days, what a go I've had. And look at that. We've won the Canadian Grand Prix. And I'm genuinely lost for words right now. What an incredible race. Oh my, I'm quite drained after that. I'm not going to lie. Because that was a very tough race. Every lap had to be perfect. Time trial lap. And the safety car really swung it in my favour. But also the strategy that the AI cars went on, going to the soft tyre, really helped, because I used the super soft to my advantage. But look at that. Top step of the podium. Oh my days. I cannot believe I've won a race in Formula 1. Wow. And there we have it. We've won a race in Formula 1. I cannot believe that's happened. That's an absolutely incredible race. We win the Canadian Grand Prix ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, Lewis Hamilton, and then Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo. Then Felipe Massa, Seb Vettel, Daniel P7 with Carlos Sainz in P8, Kevin Magnussen in P9, and my teammate Esteban Ocon picking up a single point. But I mean, you can't argue we didn't have the pace. I set the third fastest lap of the entire race there, so that goes to show that we was on the money this race. And Verstappen down in P13, but I'm fully aware that Baku's the next race. We may not even score a single point, but at this point, I couldn't care less. We've won a race in Formula 1. As you can see there, for the Drivers' Championship, we take a huge jump, and we overtake Felipe Massa there, and we put some distance between myself and also my teammate. And the good news is for the Constructors, we pull away from Williams by quite a few points, and what a big result that was, and that was absolutely needed for the championship. But wow. What an incredible race, and now let's move into the final part of the video. So, you might have noticed we're now at Baku. Basically I did a classic event, and I failed again. But that's not the main issue. I've been basically forwarded from Canada to Baku now, and I was planning to make an upgrade for this race. However, because of the classic event now, I've been transferred to this race without me even getting a chance to, do the event. To do my R&D. So, we're coming to this race with the same cars we had in Canada, which is very disappointing. However, we're not going to get too caught up in it, and you'll see in the next episode what happens when we get to Baku. But nevertheless, guys, if you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode, then smash the like button. Also, if you're new around here, subscribe to my channel, check out these videos on screen. And yeah, guys, thanks a lot for your time, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.